back on. Because it still says it's streaming. Hello, can you hear us? Oops. Oh, technical.
Laura said yes.
She can hear us, but she can't see us. Okay.
Oh my.
Hang
My
on.
YouTube went away for a bit.
I might have to reconnect the camera. So hang on a second.
Can hear, but the picture is frozen.
Yeah, the picture is frozen.
Difficulties.
Okay, well.
That was fun. Not
no,
fun.
It's not fun. Because
Not
now
fun.
the cameras are not there at all. Overhead. Technical difficulties. Why did I
I
lose
hate
my
it when we hear
cameras?
that.
Oh, there we are, upside down. Hi.
Yeah, here we go again.
But hang on, just go. I'm just putting that camera there so you're not seeing us upside down.
Okay. Now I have to go
Okay,
back
now hang on.
to YouTube.
Okay, I think it's gonna come back on now. Whew. It did not.
I'm watching now.
All right. Oh, there, it's going to come back on. There we are. Okay, now can you all see? In just a minute, because I can see.
Yep. I can see here.
Okay, let me go put my hand there.
Yep.
No, you can't
Nope,
see.
I can't see it.
All
Hold
right.
on, I'm going to refresh and see if that. Yes,
No.
I can see it.
Oh, you can. Okay, perfect. Okay, yay. Oh, jeez.
Don't know what happened.
Don't know what happened, but when we hear a beep like that we heard,
Yep.
we both were like, uh-oh, something happened. So what I was going to do before, I was going to attach the square first, because now I'm putting tape on the back of here with my foam tape on. So now I'm just going to gently do that.
Something happened, whatever it was.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
I don't either. It's acting like my computer at home, which has to be replaced. I just have to.
Okay, so now we just have our gems. So we have one that goes in the center of the present and then 3 on either side, or however you want to do them. So yeah, when we hear that
Beep,
beep, we know that something went awry. And this time my computer shut off, and it is plugged in. So why it shut off, I have no idea, because doesn't usually, it's set to stay on, it's set not to go to sleep. But it's like it went to sleep.
Yeah.
Because once that happened, and I just totally forgot to plug my computer in, and the battery died. This time, now I am pretty good about making sure my computer's plugged in. But we have 2 more cards left.
Talk fast.
One's easier than the other one.
Yep.
We'll do the harder one. Okay, so yay, there's our birthday card. And I am going to pull out, so we are going to do this one first, and then we'll do that one. We do need, yeah, so this is the kit that we need, the one with the white ornament. The only thing that we need out of the other one is that star that's in the center. So when Becky was die cutting these, I told her that you for sure needed these pieces. So she wasn't sure because I wasn't here when she started die cutting them. So she was throwing all the pieces in there. So, and the dye got really sticky. So that's why some are together better than others and some are not. But out of this piece with the silver ornament, the only thing you need right now is this middle silver star. Then we're going to just stick that back in there and set it off to the side. So out of this one, you have, well, the envelope I'm going to take out. Yeah, make sure you were paying attention.
Yeah, for sure.
So the card base. Then we have a piece of brushed silver. This piece of brushed silver is for behind your word joy. And it's big enough because you'll cut it, you'll use it for this card also. So this piece, big piece of silver right here, the big one is for behind the ornament. This littler one that's only like 2 inches wide is what you use to cut for your backing for your joy here and your joy here. And then your thread is for both cards, I believe. Yep, that's for both cards. I just needed the silver one to put in the center here. I mean, I could have opened it up, but I wanted to give it a little dimension. So the silver one is for here, but we cut out the silver, so I decided to cut out the whole silver and kind of do a reverse type thing going on. So I figured as long as I was cutting that out, the white one from this card is going to go to here, the silver one from this card is going to go to here, and you're going to end up with 2 cards. So, okay, so I'm very carefully pulling this out because you could lose pieces. And we are going to attach this piece of silver behind here, and then it can go to the card front. And then everything else we're going to inlay. So we're going to take this ornament, and don't weed everything, and that's why I put on my directions, my email today, not to weed this one, because if you weeded it and you threw everything out, then you're not going to have this look. And that's okay, it's just different. But then those pieces are in the garbage. So, but I'm leaving those in there for now. We're going to get the rest of this card put together. Then we're going to pull this out and set aside the pieces that we need to put back in, because we're going to inlay them back in that ornament. So, but let's get it put together minus our ornament. So we are going to, I'm going to put tape behind here and then I'm going to take my piece of silver and I'm going to attach it to the back. So I'm working from the back right now. This is the front. I'm working from the back, and I'm just putting tape around the ornament. And then I am going to take my piece, my big piece of my silver, and make sure I cover up my ornament. So then you see that through the window. And then I'm going to attach that to the front of the card. If we happen to lose feet again, which I hope we don't, I hope we get through this card, because the other one is not inlaid, it's actually laid on top of the layer, where this one we're actually laying it into the die cut. So they're a little bit different, just a different way of doing it. But I needed 2 ornaments to get that 1 star. So yeah, we decided 2 cards. Slightly different.
What a pretty card that is.
Okay. Then while we're at it, we are going to just stick this onto here and trim that out. I'm going to use my Microdot adhesive for that too. Oops. I can tell when I go to put something on my Microdot adhesive sheet and it like slides that there's probably not much adhesive left in that area. Okay, so now I'm just going to attach that on the piece of the piece of silver, and I'm just going to give it a quick trim. And you do have plenty, so if you don't trim straight and you want to start over, you have a big piece, but this one you're going to use for this card also. And then that I'm going to put on a piece of foam tape. At least I got us back up and running.
Wow, we got a. What is that brand of Microdot, Sarah?
That's ours,
Okay.
from the paper cut.
Let's see. That's.
I think you can just, in the search, just type
Yep.
the word micro.
Okay, thanks. That's where I'm going.
Now, if you wanted to, you could tie 2 bows. And I did double them. So my bow has a little bit more because I made a double string to do my bow on both of them. So that's why your piece of twine is so long, just because A, you're using it for 2 cards, and B, if you want to double it up. And I hate struggling with short string. This was by the Embroidery Floss, and there was only one size I could buy, and it was gigantic. So I told Becky, you can be very generous with the silver and white twine because we have a lot. But yeah, you can tie 2 of them. So I have the baby or the grandbaby tomorrow, and I am finally allowed to say this that I'm going to be a grandma again. So, because they're expecting another one in June, and that's why I've had Ev, because she's been a little bit tired through the beginning of her pregnancy. So, so that's why I've had a lot of grandma time.
So she's through the first trimester. That's good.
Yep. So yes, very excited. They already know it's a boy, and they announced it on Facebook, so I can announce it to all of you.
Yay, yay, yay. Although Ev wants a baby sister, doesn't he?
If you ask him, he says he's having a baby sister, but he's really having a baby brother. I don't think he understands. Maybe he just likes to say the word sister. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, so
yes, this will make your second grandchild and my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th great grandchild, right?
Okay, so we've got our 2 little bows tied. And you have more left for more bows. So now we're going to pull this out. Now, Becky did try her best to, if a piece was falling out that she put it in there. So right now I'm missing those two pieces. They are in my thing, but they can get lost on your table. So if you lose one and you just want to do every other one, or you want to take all of them out, that's fine too. But kind of remember where they go, because you have to put them back in. So this one I know goes up there. Well, I'm just going to make my little circle, because now I am going to take these guys out. And
Oh, Kathleen Ressler Moore has got 7 grandchildren and 3 great grannies.
wow,
Yeah.
that keeps you busy. And this white one will go over to our one that has the silver ornament. And yes, if they fell out, we do apologize. This die was getting a little persnickety, and if they were falling out or sticking in there and Becky had to poke them out, she just made sure. But then you're going to have a little bit of a jigsaw puzzle, but it's not too many pieces. And if you just want to say nuts to it and see the silver through there, that's perfectly fine too. Okay, so now the rest of the pieces, I'm going to leave those all right there in kind of the order that they go. And the rest of these I'm just going to poke out. But that's why I said don't weed this one ahead of time, because oof, it was easier kind of just taking them out and putting them where they go.
Oh, Laura Plummer's got 4 grandgirls. We don't have any of those yet.
None of those yet, but maybe. So yes. I think Kirsten, I mean, they're happy, healthy baby, whatever. But I think, like, had her choice, I think she would be like, oh, I want a girl, because she has a boy. So, but I think 2 boys are fun too, because they play so good together.
Mm-hmm.
Little brothers.
And what one doesn't think of, the other one will.
Oh, I'm sure. I am quite certain. But yeah, Ev and I have been enjoying our Fridays. Okay, almost there. The circle you can leave in or take it out, doesn't matter. But the rest of these I can just pitch. And now I am going to use glue, very small amounts of glue, and I am going to put it behind here, just behind the big part. And if you want to use microdot adhesive, you can do that. So we're going to stick it right back in there. We're going to inlay it right back in. I like the inlaid look. I don't use it a ton. There's not a ton of dies that speak to me for being able to inlay like that, but this one's a really nice one. So, okay. So and I didn't use too much glue because I don't want to get it all over everything. Just used a small amount of glue. And again, I have my little post-it note here that instead of sticking down with my fingers that may be gluey or whatever they are, I am going to use my post-it note to give it a push, just to hold it in place while it starts to dry. Okay, so now, oops. Now, you can either put glue on the back of these, or I find it easy just to put a little dabble-do-ya on each center part, and then you don't have to worry about getting your fingers all over those, unless you have a good tweezers that you're using. but you can just do a few at a time. And sometimes my tweezers have so much gummy stuff on them that I can kind of pick it up just like that. There are those little picker-upper things. I don't know what they're called, but I know they're like a little toothpick picker-upper thing to pick up bling. But yeah, my tweezers have so much glue on the back of them that they kind of work like one of those picker-upper things.
I love that. Somebody at Costco yesterday was looking for a thingamajig, and I said, "Oh, we just ran out of those things." Picker-upper things.
Yep.
Great. Marion, I'm glad all those your babies were healthy too. Micro babies are particularly at risk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know when Carol had the triplets, what were they? They were like 2.5 to 3.5 pounds.
I don't know. I have their birth announcement in the other room.
Mm. In your office?
Nope, in my stamp room.
Mm. Did it have the weight on there?
Mm-hmm.
In the stamp room, huh?
Oh, hang on a second. I'll tell you where.
Okay.
Okay, so there's the sink.
Okay.
And right to the right of the sink, there's a stamp shelf.
Okay.
And on the top of that, and it's pink, and it's like a number 10.
Okay. What did I hear?
You heard just your chair squeaking.
Okay.
That was not the computer shutting off, thank God. I just heard her chuckling in there, so I don't know if she's laughing at my description of where I told her she could find it, because she can't find it. Oh no, she found it. I heard you chuckling.
She's here, she's here, she's here. That's what I'm laughing at.
Oh.
They weighed triplets. Now, can you imagine this? I thought they were little tinies, but 4 pounds, 2 ounces. 5 pounds, 2 ounces, and 4 pounds, 8.5 ounces. Now, I know that sounds really little.
But to have 3 of them.
That's 3 of them. That's a lot of babies roaming around in there. And our babies, with Sarah, Mike, and Dave, weighed any place from, Dave was 5'12", and I think Sarah was 6'4". And Mike was 6'14". So, yeah, 18.25 inches, 18 inches, and 18.75 inches.
Yeah, they were not a bad size.
They
Okay,
were.
so I did, remember we took this silver one out of there, and if you want to pop it up, you can. I did use a thinner piece of foam tape. So
I
there.
never saw this.
Oh.
Okay.
So there, one done, and now we're just, and I did use glue to get my ribbon up there. Now we're going to do the other one, which is basically the same thing, except it's not inlaid, it's just laid right on top. So. So now we're going to go to this one. And yes, they may be a little bit more of a mess in there. We have our ribbon that we did. So just be careful when you pour them out, because mine are all loose in there. And I'm going to have to figure out which ones go where. And you probably have all the other pieces in there that you don't need, because Becky wasn't sure, and she knew that you needed pieces, and she felt better safe giving you all of them than missing the ones that you didn't need. So we're very carefully going to set this right here, and then make sure we have all of our pieces. Because again, if you don't have all of your pieces, you could just see white through that. You don't have to see the silver. And you could stick them back in there just to make sure where they fit if you wanted to.
Wow. Marion Phillips' first grandbaby is now 21 and in college, but she weighed in at birth at 1 pound, 2 ounces, and 11 inches long.
Wow.
Wow. Oh my goodness. And Mona has twin grandbabies. We have triplet grandbabies, Mona, and those are Sarah's brothers and sister-in-law's kiddos, and those are the triplet granddaughters, and then we have twin great grandchildren, a grandson and granddaughter. Yeah, multiples. You never know what you're going to get till you get them.
You never know.
They're all beautiful.
All right. So now I do have a few pieces left in here that I'm going to, again, lay out. And if this is kind of putsy, because this might be clean, but I wouldn't say this is too simple. It would be much simpler to just weed everything out of there and attach the ornament on the front instead of doing the whole inlaid thing. So if you want to do that instead, you can surely do that. If you're like, I'm going to go for the simple. Okay, so I'm going to get my pokey out. Finish poking these buggers. So yeah, the die was getting a little cranky at us. So yes, I do have a couple class kits left. But I'm not doing a whole bunch of extra ones because this die was mad. And I don't think Becky was enjoying it too much at the end either.
Yeah.
But she's always a good sport. As much die cutting as she has to do. She might be cursing me at times, but she does it.
Beautiful cards, Sarah. Thanks, Kathy Stoller.
Well, thank you. Yep, thank you. Thank you. These were, like I said, it was outside of my comfort zone, but once I got going, I really enjoyed it. So sometimes you just have to go there. Get past the uncomfortableness. Okay, so again, sometimes you get these little, especially with the mirror cards, you get the little thready things, and I just kind of take my fingernail, or you could take the edge of your scissors if you don't have fingernails, just to get that little stringy stuff off. Because yeah, that does happen, because the mirror card is actually like a film that's on top. So, alrighty. Now we're going to get to, well, this one we can go ahead and attach. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue, because I don't feel like getting my microdot adhesive out. Because my microdot adhesive is getting very, very low in dots. I need to replace that. So I'm going to attach that on there really quick so I can then trim that out in a minute. Oops. Where did my handy dandy post-it note go?
You need some more?
Nope, I got them.
Okay.
There we go. Okay. So now we're going to just attach this layer onto the card front. And then we're going to attach our ornament. Now it's not inlaying, it's just laying right on top, but then we're going to inlay some of the ornament, the petals, if you want to. If you don't, you can just leave it. Okay. This is probably stuck on there enough. All right. So that is going to stick right there. I don't think I'm going to stick it down until I get my ornament on there though. So, but I have the pieces.
How do you
all
like
ready
the
to
glue
go.
press, Sarah?
How do I like the glue press? I was not a wet glue girl, but now I have been using wet glue more with the glue press. All right, so especially like bigger things like this that have a wide enough border, because then you're not using your whole microdot adhesive sheets. I prefer my microdots for the delicate words. And again, I'm just going to go around the outside because the ones inside are a little bit narrow for me. If I was going to do in here, I would just do like periodic little dots throughout, but I'm not even going to bother with that. And I'm going to get my Post-it note ready. And I could use my okay, so now get my handy dandy Post-it note out. Give that a little push. Okay, now that I have that on there, I do know where I want to put my joy, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, and now we can start, and I think I have mine placed pretty close to where they go, so I'm just going to go for it. And again, I'm going to just start with some glue in the openings. There we go. Okay, now the tricky part where I don't know exactly where they go. I think they're going to fit close enough though. All right, so far so good. The other thing that you can do is, like, I could have taken a piece of Scotch tape behind here and then stuck them in that way. I've done that also. Where before I stuck it down to here, put Scotch tape facing up.
Mm-hmm.
and then stick your pieces in, and they'll stick to the Scotch tape. So that's another way of doing it. So I may have even wrote that way on the instructions, because that's how I usually do it. I don't know why I did it this way this time. Seemed good at the moment. And yeah, I don't know that I have the exact ones in the right spots, but they're pretty darn close. Close enough that I don't think anybody can tell that they might be in the wrong spot.
Oh, they're wonderful.
So, and then again, we can put the white one in the middle. We can use a small piece of foam tape. I thought I had some like skinny or not wide foam tape. So we made it through the class without the power going out again.
Yes.
That's a bonus.
Is this the last card?
This is the last card,
okay.
Yeah. It is the last card. Card number 6. We did it.
Oh. Save the best till last. Clean, but not particularly simple.
Oh, and I need a little bit of glue up here for my bow. I do like to use wet glue for sure for bows.
Okay, so Diane Ripley wants to know about the glue gun. That is from My Sweet Petunia, right, Sarah?
Yep. So this is from My Sweet Petunia, and it holds the Nuvo. I might have another one around here somewhere. But it's this Nuvo by My Sweet Petunia. It also comes with an empty container, because then you can use whatever glue you want. And then this top has like a little needle nose thing that sticks up inside here. That sometimes it's kind of hard for my eyes there to line it up. So when you're not using it, this is the way that you can store it. I have done my Thursday nights and just kind of left it, and it has gotten glue up in there, but you kind of just pick that little nib off and it kind of pulls out, or you can use the little pointy thing and stick it. And because I was in a little bit of a jam before we started tonight, because I had the cap off of this probably for a few days, which is probably not recommended. So this is how you should put the cap back on it. Definitely. You shouldn't leave it out for days. But actually, I think mine sat there since Saturday.
Oh, my word, Sarah.
I know. Not the best plan, but still works. So let's lay our cards out. So these are our clean and simple cards. Alrighty, that was our class tonight. Thank you guys for joining me, and we will see you next week, Thursday, for our bake-along. We'll have loads of fun, and you'll watch for an email, because I'll give you the ingredients in a list format instead of just a picture format. So anyways, thanks for joining me, guys. Have a great night. Bye.
Bye. Oh, I don't know how to get out of here because we're in a different place, Sarah. Where do I go from here?